On today's vlog, whatever you want to call it, you're going to see Walter do something he ain't done in a while. We're going for a drive to the dump where we live here in Spalding County. They don't have city trash pickup. You have to take it to the dump yourself. And it's not really a dump, it's a recycle center at the local fire station. I'm taking the garbage because the wife's been busy all morning blanching collard greens. Normally I'd put this in the back of the thing, but I've been having trouble with that electric lock on that door. I need to work on it. We're going to stick this in the back seat. Alright, if I don't hit the brakes real hard. Let's go for a ride, Walter. Got the keys. No, this is the wrong set of keys. Dad, blame it. Alright, my friends. I don't know whether to tell on myself or not. This is going to be take 2. I just got back from the dump. Told you I was going to drive to the dump. If I didn't, I'm telling you now, because I thought my camera was running. Walter's out driving about today. Hello, Walter. We got the right keys now. That's probably why I didn't have my camera running again. Anyway, I drove all the way to the dump. Dumped those bags of trash. Drove back, got out to download the film off my camera. Camera wasn't even running when I drove over there, so I spent 20 minutes talking to myself. But I do that anyway, so I digress. Buckle up. I've been buckling up since the last time I run off the road. Had an old man meet me at the very last second. Meet me in my lane, head on. Oh, I guess the kids were real small then. We were headed to Covington, Georgia. And just at the last second, I don't know if he was passing somebody or not, but he pulled it right in my lane. I had no choice but to jerk it to the right, like my driveway is the road here, and put my car in a ditch, or we would have hit him head on. None of us wearing seatbelt. In fact, I was drinking a big tall glass of iced tea. It was a summer day. But it frightened me so much that I didn't feel that cold tea running down my legs when I spilled it all in my lap. Felt downright warm. But I managed to miss him, but I wound up down in the ditch, up against a culvert after about 50, 60 yards when I got stopped. He stopped long enough to see if he had killed anybody and then took off. He didn't wait to talk. I sure was taking my fist at him and cussing him when he drove away. There was a gas station across the street. And I'm sure most of them knew him, living in that area, but nobody mentioned who he was. But anyway, I was talking about driving. I don't drive fast anymore, I drive slow. Y'all let me know if I'm staying in my lane or not. With my strabismus, which improved greatly after I had my radioactive iodine treatments, I can see well enough to drive. As long as I'm not got my head down looking up. You gotta tilt your head back just a little bit to attain single vision. But it's a good thing, because in a month or two I need to go renew my driver's license, and I don't want to fail that. You never know what situation I could find myself in. Right now my wife drives me about everywhere I go. But if she was to take sick, there wouldn't be nobody to drive us around except me, so I'm going to keep my driver's license. Besides, I wouldn't want to have to go do the test again anyway, so I can pass the vision test now. couldn't have passed it a while back. But back to my driving, talking. Back when the kids were small, I used to drive pretty fast. I come down this, feels like I got a wheel out of balance. Speed up a little bit. I come down this road one night about 3 o'clock in the morning. The baby was, my youngest was a baby then, maybe 6 or 8 weeks old. She was crying and whining. I wanted to get us home. We were coming back from vacation or some trip somewhere to Atlanta. I don't know where we were coming from. Might have been coming back from, it doesn't matter where we were coming from. But there's not a car in sight, and I'm doing about 85 miles an hour. This was a 2-lane road then. And figured I had it made. I've been getting close to home now, and I've seen this blue light come on up on the hill. I zoomed that by. I mean, it's going to take me a while to get down off that hill. My wife said, "You better pull over. He's going to get you. Here he comes." I said, "Well, I know I've been caught, but I ain't going to stop right here. He might get an emergency call between now and the time he catches up with me. You never know." But he wasn't long. He caught up with me, got behind me, pulled me over. I got out and fished out my wallet and driver's license. Walked to the back of the car. It was the Georgia State Patrol, and I said, "Officer, you got me fair and square, buddy. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a speeding. I'm telling you right up front, I know I was speeding. The baby's crying and upset, and I was just in a hurry to get home, but that ain't no excuse." Well, the window was rolled down. He could hear the baby crying. He said, "You know what, Walter? You're the first honest person I've talked to all night. Every time I pull somebody over, they get out and make up a whole bunch of lies or excuses. You're absolutely the first honest person I've talked to all night. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a warning ticket if you won't do it no more." I said, "Officer, you give me a warning ticket, you got one educated driver in Georgia here." And that's what he done. He gave me a warning ticket. And ever since that day when I run off the road with that old man that met me head on, I've been wearing my seatbelt. Back then, seatbelts didn't have around your chest and shoulders. It's a lap belt, but anything will save you in a wreck. And I know about wrecks. I was in a head-on collision first day on the job down here in this territory when a railroad truck put the engine in the front seat with us. I wasn't driving, that other fellow was. Didn't have a seatbelt on that time neither. You think a fellow would learn after a while. That was in '83, I guess. I got a newspaper clipping of it somewhere. That truck was totaled. But from that day on, in my railroad truck driving career, I drove my own truck. I didn't let nobody else drive me nowhere. I went on a road trip with another railroader. "Buddy, you let me drive or you ain't coming. You staying home or are you going without me?" Okay, we're back at the dump for the second time. I didn't know I was going to have to make 2 trips. Had to come back again. Didn't get it all. Yeah, this is a recycle center. If you want to dump trash in this county, you got to bring it to the dump yourself. They got a company around here that'll pick up your trash at home and haul it for you, but you got to pay big bucks. Not only that, you got to put it in one of them big fancy carts and roll it 400 yards down to the curb 2 or 3 days a week. If I got to do all that physical activity to get the trash down there to them, I might as well just drive it over here. cost me nothing to bring my trash over here. But you got to come when they're open. If you come when they're closed, you're stuck with your trash. They only open 3 days a week. That building with a blue roof over there is the fire station. Roberts Station. So if we have to call the fire department, this is where they're coming from. Got a lot of horses over there grazing, only they ain't got much grass to eat. That one's leaning over the fence to get him a bite. I had a horse one time. His name was Yankee. He was a solid black Arabian. But I found it hard to keep care of him and work at the railroad at the same time. Had him up in Blue Ridge at my parents' farm, and only got to really take care of him on the weekends. My brother wasn't doing a very good job of taking care of him, so I sold him. Horses is a lot of work. You think you got a horse, you just get out there and go ride when you want. That ain't so. You got a work cut out for you when you're taking care of horses. They have all kind of medical needs you have to attend to. You got to get them shoed by a farrier every once in a while. You have to go buy a sweet feed for them and hay. Haul that stuff to the barn. Feed them on a regular basis. If that ain't enough to keep you busy, well, you got to go out and maintain your fence line and take care of that, because they will get out. My horses got out. Had him and a Welsh pony. They got out, and I found them on the other side of the mountain one day. Took me 2 days to find them. I had to walk them home. Didn't have a saddle or bridle with me, but when I found them, I got out and found some string off a bale of hay, I think it was, and made a little homemade set of reins to put around Yankee's muzzle where I could hold on to it and control him. And I walked home. Well, the other horse just followed us automatically. Them two horses couldn't be separated. They stayed together like glue. But I walked them over a mountain to get them home. How they got over there, I don't know, except that I did find out where they got out of the fence. Horses in a lot of trouble. They're fine. More than once in my lifetime, I've tackled something that turned out to be biting off more than I could chew. Like maintaining that swimming pool. Somebody asked me the other day, how am I coming with that swimming pool project? But I ain't. I got the water pumped out of it again. Still got the liner in it. I need to cut that liner out so to quit holding so much water the whole time I've been sick. It's rained quite a few times, and there was another 3-4 feet of water in the pool. I had to go out there and pump out a couple of days ago. You can always bite off more than you can chew when you're tackling various hobbies and activities. But that's what life's all about, learning. That's what it's all about, learning from life's experiences. Well, how did I do? Did I stay in my lane all right? We're back at the house. I don't have to stop and check the mail this time. I already did that. I appreciate you riding along with Walter today. You know, if you can get out here and ride to the dump, you could go rail fanning. All we need now is a little bit of warmer weather and get your feeling just a little bit better. Thanks for tuning in, my friend.